Meanwhile, I believe that 7th Element are already on the hunt to take over that position where RNG is currently at under the bridge.
Don't forget about the smash roll as well, because whoever gets the chicken with high kill volume, this one will actually take the lead and probably just going to win the PMRC straight away, if that's going to be the case for the third game. But for A1 Esports, they spotted out BTR player. And we do have another one by that does it. It's going to be Exatron Gaming taken down as well. We're down to only 7 teams right now, but it's going to be the fight at the shoreline nearby the bridge on the outskirts of Lo Hua Sing right now. As for Dorales, down to only, never mind, he's done. And that's going to be R3G or Regicide across the other side, all the way beneath that bridge and shot him down.
And he's in the covers of smoke. That shot was absolutely lethal. And take a look at the circle. It moves towards the direction of Point Donkey over south. So it did not cover any from the bridge. The rest of 7 Elements, excuse me, are R3G, as well as the rest of Yangon Galacticos. They will now need to move into the vicinity. I think that somebody's going to try to swim across, and that might just be Roshan. But YG, they can actually push downwards to challenge that spot where Void Donkey is currently at.
I'm surprised Void Donkey still have so many of their players, despite we saw how brutally they will be engaged by the other teams before. But on the side of YG, they still have a full squad. We just mentioned about Void Donkey, they barely have enough cover here. The only thing that they can cover themselves with is going to be that Pico Buzz, and thankfully they drop themselves couple of barricades, emergency barricades flared that call on 4 blocks to get themselves some covers. But will it actually help for Void Donkey here?
At least it buys a little bit more time as well as space, because there is that pressure coming from R3G's very own Roshan. So Roshan, and hoping that at least it gets them just about enough cover before the rest of YG pushes through. So I think the big threat right now is definitely going to be Yangon Galacticos, because Point Donkey, they just couldn't afford to actually peak upwards, because it will be very, very difficult for them to eventually do much with. Emergency cover flare, as you can see on the screen, it just gives you a little bit more of all these stuff that you can get coming in from the store, and of course, to put into good use. So, Point Donkey, they definitely came in with a plan.
I just hope there's an EMP zone suddenly pop in the middle of the circle here right now. So nobody can actually use their scope anymore at this point. YG pushing in, going straight for Void Donkey. So it's only between these two teams. YG do have the upper hand when it comes to their resources as well, their manpower. But Void Donkey has been very smart when it comes to how they try to maneuver and outplay YG, playing around the slopes with so many little barricade and little structures, using their vehicles and also the emergency barricade flare just now. But unfortunately, when it comes to manpower, YG still have it better.
Yeah, they're just fighting tooth and nail just to try to flush them out. Razak as well as Vexy left over onto the corner. Razak now goes for a jump shot, but not quite enough. Vexy covers fire with that AUG to try to take out the rest of Yangon Galacticos, but they go down, and Yangon Galacticos, the champion.
One tire! How to drive this thing? It's not going to work anymore. Hurrah! Coming in all of nowhere, coming up from long shot. And that's going to be Southcom DG Alliance hit by Karma straight in the face. I don't know if there's any recall tower in this very small circle now, Gondra.
Not at all. Not within sight, as we can see from the minimap. But Jimmy, he's still doing the damage. And instead, he crashes out the rest of Void Donkey. He's a miracle worker, I tell you. And he's got that JES-9. And his only 11 extra bullets. He's utilized everything on the line to keep the chances afloat for Cellcom Digi Alliance.
Don't forget YG is still well and alive. They already at 33 points. We don't even add those position rankings yet. But for Hora, spotted out 7-9. Yuhai's down on the ground. D Xavier's neck. Lamborghini cooking up the nade. Trying to toss over to the side of D plus here. And they will receive it on the side of Osal. He chipped down to 50% of HP left. And this is going to be tough. They are neighbors, but none of them actually anywhere inside of a circle. Yet they have to deal with this, and it's a three-way war.
Yeah, they're not allowing each other to actually budge, so I guess they just gotta scrap until somebody falters, and that somebody is Noble! What a toss coming out of Lambo. And Chips, he's gonna be on the mark, but he does not actually receive any form of reprieve, because Chips, he cannot afford to even step out of the building at this moment. Osel He's buying enough time. He does get the save. D plus Kia, they still have 3 healthy members at least.
They already recalled once for Nobu just now, so they can't recall anymore when it comes to the tower recalls on the side of the plus. There's only one chance for them, but they will leave chips behind to be the bait for the Xaviers while they reposition himself on the flank side. I love that off-angle reposition on the side of D plus Kia, but next is gonna be grenade galore on the side of Hora. They're being ambushed, and that's gonna be heavy incendiary units flying over the side of Hora, and they have to just pinch it out all the way through the containers, but Seikla YG is on the move.
Yeah, they're closing whatever gap that there is. Hora slowly getting hunted down. Nova goes down on the ground, and even Dingo Savior goes out of this match. We might actually see YG get 2 chicken dinners back to back in this round.
Oh, but the chicken will not actually finish the game yet, but they definitely already surpassed the bench point of Smash Rule eligible points by now. Noble still scattered, also been taken down by YG. Man, what precision, crispy a spray that works. Then Noble trying to do some damage control. Seikla have been taken over by Noble, but the rest of YG know exactly where he's at, and that's gonna be chicken dinner back-to-back. YG, if they scored a hat-trick chicken dinner.
Come on, board. D plus Kia, the world champ is getting shredded apart, and Yangon Galacticos to shut down their nemesis. D plus Kia was so close, but way too far from entering the zone, and here comes 7th Element clipped by the rest of the RS.
Deja vu for the side of D plus Kia versus YG once more just now. Seems like D plus Kia base is going to be YG. The RS on the other hand, 7th Element, all of them being grounded down, they're bleeding out. And Delta needs to save his mate first, because the moment he tried to go and finish off the rest of 7th Element players are still knocked down the ground, he will get shot down by a different team across the other side of the hill. And YG just put matters into their hands here, taking advantage of the attack party just arriving. But the problem is, the circle will shrink even further, and time is not on their side. With only 40 seconds on the clock, they need to wrap things up.
They definitely need to do so. Shami is just by the outskirts right now, and that zone is closing towards the side of Hora Esports speaking, which is going to be Levi's and the rest of the Saber. That does take over. A lot of room opened up for YG. YG might actually go in for another chicken dinner. Somebody's got to stop them right now. If there's anyone at all, it might just be 7th Element, because they're moving into the direction of Yangon Galacticos, and this is what we want to see. Can 7th Element do it this time around?
It's 2v4 or 2v3. 7th Element, despite they were almost all being knocked down before they managed to reset themselves as a full squad. And the other team with a full squad is going to be A1 Esports as well. Now A1 approaching these Xaviers aggressively, just going to take this matter and just finish off the rest of these Xaviers while they try to revive. Well, YG, like we mentioned before, it's going to be a tough one as it's Wolves a 2v4, and the Blues are also not helping at this point. But Romeo from the sidelines trying to finish things off and trying to gatekeep them from the inner side of the circle. But the problem is, can you win this chicken so handily? I don't see any recall towers nearby.
And not at all. I think he just really has to fight tooth and nail for this one, and he will be the last member standing. While A1 Esports, they're trying to soak whatever damage that they can tank out and then spot iron out. They're all being blinded by the smokes being tossed right in, and it might just be something special coming from Paragen, because he's still alive for DA Savior in between all the members of A1 Esports. This is absolutely crazy.
Wait, what?
Teams in the same spot.
Paragen!
He's got to do something about this. He's just looting.
Paragen, what are you doing?
What are you doing, my friend?
Paragen!
You gotta do something about this.
Are you kidding me?
Smoke's out.
The smoke dissipated. What is going on? Don't they see Paragen? I mean, it was right across. It's just under. Paragen, what? How?
I'm not too sure if the smokes are not rendering or something is actually weird about this whole situation right now, because it's going to be A1 Esports that's still hanging on, but Paragen's in the middle of everybody out there, and until now he's still alive.
What sorcery is this? Is this the magical world of Harry Paragen?
I think so. It might just
He managed to get himself an invisibility cloak. He cloaked himself way too much. But Romeo cannot die, or Romeo must die here. It's the question whether they can finally finish off with the smash throw in play. But Romeo got bombarded. And And that's going to be YG have to play for another game for the next one. But DX...
What center, we definitely have a lot of all these barricades dropping over on the corner as well for them to actually hold out for a little longer. Also, he's not attracting that attention, so it's going to be that full focus coming from R2G to drop bombshells over the corners of DRS, but now hunkering down. Haidami going on the push as well. All these templates not really hitting the mark just yet, so R2G starting to feel a little bit of side concern, and it could just be that one big rusher to see this fight break loose.
Delta, DRS trying to make it a bit of a hindrance to the side of Sam 9. We're down to only 16s here. While Delta trying to just gatekeep them from afar with the scopes intact. But the problem is, everyone seems to be very, very concentrated about the fight where nobody's in the center of the circle right now. Sam 9 cornered down. There's no way out for them except for that one barricade coming out from a disguise to help them a bit. But Pink Man, can he actually do the pinky stuff here when the DRS coming in to defend? Iron and also Pink Man. Here comes when push come to shove. Will DRS fight back or Regicide take advantage of their high ground?
And all this has been denied from Ganti, but he does actually hit the mark with another beautiful grenade. DRS, they have finally been activated. Now it's only down to Roshan. What more can Roshan do? These nades are dropping right in. He does connect it towards the side of Haidami. And Roshan, he's still hanging on. He should be able to still go in for and pick up Pinkman. Should still be able to contribute a whole lot more. D plus Kia, they're just trying to keep themselves afloat at this current moment. ASI8, they got that circle right upon them over on the north.
Regicide still holding on. There's rock kind of hill. With also, it will be their next contender. But Firen also seems to be the solo player. Yeah, unfortunately, Firen spotted out by Dami on the side of DRX. Yante, the IGL himself, trying to dictate what to do next and trying to do some damage control, slowly advancing from the back. But the Blizzard will not be very merciful at this point. They need to wrap things up. Regicide trying to finish them off, but the Blizzard did not help these players too. All the teams at the very south, they are in trouble. None of them are winning at this point.
And speaking of which, this is just going too close for comfort, but Roshan clutches it out. 17 eliminations for R3G and still hanging on. They managed to eventually deplete the rest of DRS, but there's still more vicious to front because Koso has been looking around from the back. D plus Kia is still at it once again. And then the rest of ASI, they have extended. Now it's going to be a 1 versus 2 scenario, and ASI closes the match with a big bang. But
for 7th Element, I don't see them coming out alive and well because there's a lot of players that will be gatekeeping from inside, just waiting out for them to cross that bridge. But for ATR, it's going to be D plus Kia, the previous champion of PMGC 2024. Here comes. They try to flush out the rest of D plus Kia, but they try to just force their way to just wipe up the rest of D plus Kia players. But they're holding the fortress like as they used to do. Noble will be one that guarding over that window area. Chips cooking up the nade! And they do not disappoint the side of D plus Kia. What a hold coming up from them, but it's not done and dusted yet. Vampires will be their next contender here. No room to just take a breather at all.
yeah, they're looking for that reset. Also now being brought down as well. Not looking all too good. Only 2 members left on the side of D plus Kia. Over the spinal kill, it's going to be Lamborghini. Vampire Esports are hoping to stop the global champions from getting it done. Look at that zone. This is just by the edge of it. Vampire Esports fighting 2-man nail because they really want to get all of these members pretty much sorted out. Mormon now taking charge, but it's only 2 members left for the side of Vampire Esports as this battle still ongoing. And here comes CD Alliance as well.
Oh my. It's a lot of attractions here. Everybody trying to fight on the southern side. And there's only 2 teams coming up from the northern side. There's going to be RNG. And I think that's going to be BTR as well. BTR is on the losing side with only 1 player left. But the one that we have heated up, will this be YG's game? Because right now, it's a clear path for them to cut straight across into the center of the zone. And the one that will be thinning out That's gonna be the three teams having to be clustered up together where we're watching it right now. Second Digit Alliance is one of it, and the only team that survived here is gonna be YG. YG, of all the eligible teams that can survive, the other three, they're not. Even if they scored a chicken, they will not end the tournament here, except for YG. One more opportunity presented itself. Will they take it again?
My. The chances are here once more. Present for Yangon Galacticos over onto that north point. They get themselves that high ground terrain. Members inside of CD Alliance, they do have to compile, just barely getting themselves in the zone. Nathan struggling to make ends meet, but over onto the south side is the rest of RNG that can actually get something done. Where we're looking at two teams from the PMCL, two teams from PMSL Southeast Asia collide for this chicken dinner. And if YG settles the score, this could be the end of the run.
Oh, they do have some slight advantage here with that slight elevation, and they drop themselves multiple barricade images here as well. And while Satcom Digital Alliance have been cornered down, there's no way out. The Blues are hitting them hard as well, so they don't have any exit out except for the front, which be gatekeep and shut down by YG completely. While on the side of YG, it's already almost 10,000 damage. 2,000 more to just reach that 5-digit of damage output. But the one that would content YG right now for the finishing touch to just take the trophy home is just RNG. RNG secured the circle entirely for themselves.
Now, this is going to be a tough descent for YG. They need to start focusing onto RG instead of Cellcom DG Alliance because they need that zone for themselves. All that RG has to do is just to secure all these entry points, and they should be good for that chicken dinner to further deny the rest of Yangon Galacticos. It's going to be a little bit of widespread coming out as they are pretty much having that beeline. A couple of all these emergency barricades called right in. Romeo tries to create a little bit of that passage. Jipna definitely has his attention being drawn towards the side of Romeo Boy. While Cellcom DG Alliance, they're not out just yet. But speaking of which, Luke gets caught by Murnat, and that is just going to be a whirl for CD Alliance, only down to 2 at this moment.
The biggest fight, it's going to be between YG and RNG right now. 2 out of the top 4. It's now to 4v4 of YG and RNG. What a bit coming up from Master Smile. He already moved forward, initiated the fight straight head on. Master Smile trying to follow up behind. Here comes the bombardments coming in, but he couldn't hold the ground. He tried to prone down, and 2 drops on the ground. Down to already Romeo. Oh, Romeo again to shoulder the burden once more. It will be denied, or will they finish it? Yeah, it's denied again for YG. What a win.
Flat. Meanwhile, Nate's being tossed over side of Satar. BTR, they gotta hang on. There's no more revive points at this moment, and this is where that dip might just be the bane of it.
Ooh, that need hit on Vexy. Another one follow up behind. They made so many crates in between, make it so difficult for BTR to shut them down, but the Blue Zone will not help them. The Blue Zone will kill both of these teams, but it runs down to very, very slither of health remaining. Hide on Bush will not be hiding anymore. What's that not taking a circle? ATR, DRS, the teams are not eligible, and Hora is still in there as well. And these are the teams that's eligible. We're down to only one eligible team left, if both of them being obliterated. And BTR won over the fight against Void Donkey, but the Blue Zone will be the biggest enemy. Oh, how things have turned between 7-9, BTR, DRS, and ATR here left. Hora still having a full squad. Oh, this is gonna be really tough for YG, BTR, and 7-9 here.
It's Helter Skelter. ATR, they banned bombarded by the rest of DRS, and now here comes Horror coming in from the north as well. 7-9, they've been keeping quiet. They have the zone. It might just be their game here to take. Also, not forgetting BTR. Now we're down to the top 4. Only 2 of them have those passports, Choo-Choo. It could still be the chance for Yangon Galacticos. Oh, it's a 50-50 right now. BTR, 7-9, will they be the champions of this Rado Cup?
Oh. Biden and Neil still waiting for the teams that's still eligible to be wiped out by Hora and DRS. Can they crush the dreams of BTR and 7-9 here? They're so close of getting that chicken. 7-9 taking on Snake, BTR, and the eligible teams cancelling each other out will not actually help as well. Oh my, I think YG is definitely cheering for them right now.
Absolutely, and the dates are falling right through. He connects out to Sleepy. Now 2 members are out for the side of Horror Esports. They are being bought over onto the corner, and I don't think there's enough time to fully go for the revive, but No Fear's going to try. There's plenty of smokes for them to actually utilize. Meanwhile, like you said, BTR versus Senline is ongoing over on North, and they only barely have enough cover. Here comes Fernandez on his knees. Oh, here is going to be a big problem as the rest of these members of Senline tracing them down as they collapse upon KK. That's going to be Satar. BTR is no longer in the match, so only Senline has the chance, but it's all down to this fight over on the south side.
Oh my, they will cancel each other out as well for the 2 teams that will crush Sem9's dream to get that trophy for themselves here. When it comes to utilities, Hora do have the most, but what a nade! Hora, No Fear, that was a big one, and by Jiggle as well. That was incredible finishing touch. But Hora, they're down to 2 players. It's gonna be 2v3. Sem9, can they actually do it? Numbers wise, it's on the side, but with the revival of Hora player, it's still gonna be a 50-50 by the end of today.
Horror does not really have the zone. They got to brute force their way. Only 25 more seconds for them to actually get right in the zone, and they're already being spotted out. Oh, it's down to Jiggle. He's not being spotted yet, so maybe he can turn the tides around. And here comes those grenades towards the side of Fear. Sem9, they might just be the grand victors of this Rondo Cup, but it's all down to execution. Can they overwhelm Horror? Or if Horror wins right now, it will be celebrations for the Nepalese, but the grand winners might just be Yangon Galacticos. YG waiting for this chance, but it is Sem9 holding on, holding firm, down to Fear. They now got this, and this is where they find the chance. They take down Yuhai.
Oh no! Oh, down to Trexie. He's off angle, but he got shot down as well! And it's gonna be Hora winning over! And they got the chicken dinner when things are really...
Can you imagine if Hora has gotten this chicken dinner way early on? This is just immediately delivering them that eligibility within that 1 round. But of course, they had their fair share of struggle, and better than late than never, because they now get to move up positions in the ranking, bagging even more of that cash prize home. So congratulations for some of these teams coming from South Asia. They activate rather late, but it's been a fancy ride for some of these guys. Hora Esports, they moved all the way to the top 2 with this 30-point round. So it's a big win, and Yangon Galacticos are your grand champions.